You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
What it do, family? It's your boy TW back at it again with another one. And yes, we are most definitely uncensored. We got some things going on. But like I always say, wouldn't be news and or content if we ain't had some things going on. Now, would it be? In this reaction, you can see DL Hughley. Well, DL Hughley decided to go on Vlad TV and say some things, well, some real controversial things, as people would like to call it, because, as of lately, he's been heavily involved in politics and whatnot, policies and whatnot. It was seen DL had some things to say about two very important people. One being Officer Brandon Tatum, and two being another guy by the name of Stephen Davis. Now, Brandon Tatum and Stephen Davis both have something in common. Rather. They're both on the conservative side of the political spectrum. And a lot of people believe they're bootlickers, sellouts, whatever. And who knows? They just might be. You never know. But the question is, after DL says what he said, was there going to be any response? Well, of course there was going to be a response. Fast forward. Now, I'm not going to hold you. Once Tatum heard those words, he most definitely had some things to say about DL Hughley. I can't speak on a Stephen Davis person. I haven't heard no response back from him yet. I'm not even sure if everybody knows who Stephen Davis actually even is. But in any event, we most definitely know who Brandon Tatum is. So, what do? We listen to the content. We get to understand what's going on and why it's going on, and we just take it from there. But one thing for certain, two things for sure. Who do you think is going to be the winner of this conversation right here, or the outcome of this? Because we do know when Brandon Tatum and old boy had a meeting of the minds, it didn't work out too good for Brandon Tatum. And when I say old boy, I do mean nobody other than Myron Gaines, old boy himself. Even bigger dweeb, as I do say. However, as you can see, he couldn't even handle Myron Gaines in the debate. How is he possibly going to handle DL Hughley? I'm just trying to figure it out, family. You should wonder that in the same token. Because if you can't debate this idiot, Myron Gaines, do you really think you can debate DL Hughley? I mean, family, let's be real about this. But at the end of the day, we got to hear what it was that DL actually said to make this all transpire. Wouldn't you agree? I sure would.
They don't understand. MAGA likes Republicans. MAGA likes black men for the same way they pick their dogs, because they're obedient. They'll never have a stamp or school. They'll never be remarkable. Do you know what Clarence?
Yo, this is nasty. L is wilding right now. What is wrong with him, man? He's going crazy. He said like oh what?
That's funny.
Man, he's tripping. I ain't gonna hold you.
Thomas got the job? Because Thurgood Marshall was retiring.
Correct.
And they needed a black dude, and he was the only one around. He never spoke for decades. He never issued a minority or majority opinion. If Clarence Thomas didn't take a picture with the Supreme Court, they thought he was a janitor. He would have thought he was a janitor that was photobombing. This new iteration of white supremacists has no use for people like that. Did you notice?
Whoa. Tell me how. Give it to me. Come on, BL. Give me all you got. Jeez, don't hold nothing back. Come on, we here for it all.
Was any one of them speaking at his funeral? Was there a black person that spoke at his funeral? Was Candace Owens, who carried water for him, did she speak at his funeral? Did this dude, whoever this dude is, speak at his funeral? No, because you're window dressing. What you are is a fucking picture. You're a photo op.
Would you put Candace Owens in the same category as Brandon Tatum?
Sure. They're refillable niggas. Yes, they're Negroes. They're useful. And when they're not, they're no one. Do you think that were they going to turn Turning Point over to either one of them?
Now, family, this big diesel meathead, no freaky, is Stephen Davis. Just so you can see his face, I advise you to get used to it because he is actually making waves in the MAGA, Republican, conservative side of things for Black people. I truly believe this man right here is going to do better than Brandon Tatum for one simple reason. To me, Brandon Tatum is a complete idiot. It's not that smart. This man right here, on the other hand, family, seems to be actually really smart. Not negating the fact he's a meathead. Of course, we're not negating that. But it is what it is. You know what side he's on. You know what time it is. Anyway, let's hear what the man had to say firsthand, shall we? Yes, we shall. Let's continue.
In a huge uproar, me and my fellow Black conservatives going to HBCUs to engage in conversations for which apparently the mere act of having conversations of an opposing viewpoint is considered to be a huge no-no, especially when it comes to these ideological slaves, which just goes to show how well these Black liberals have been trained to reject anyone that tries to get them to think critically so they can unlock the shackles within their own minds. I mean, even Voltaire states it that a man is free the moment he wishes to be. But the problem with so many Blacks is that they've been institutionalized with these critical theories that have sedated their minds within the confines of this comfortable slavery. That they would much rather go back into the matrix and enjoy the comforts of conformity. Or better yet, never leave the matrix at all, right? And this is the slavery that they will never admit out loud that they're ensconced in. They must act. They must believe, they must behave, they must think a certain way or else they're whipped back in the line, whereas we ran away from this mindset, which is why we are now free and they're still slaves.
Yep, family, you just heard him. He just quoted Voltaire and said that Black people are enslaved because they're stuck in the matrix. Tisk. Tisk, tisk. But like I said, this is Stephen Davis, and he's the next one up to bat. Big diesel meathead. Think he's really smart. Actually, I think he's smarter than Brandon Tatum. I think he's an idiot as well. Me personally, but I think he's smarter than Brandon Tatum. Anyway, where was we before? Oh yeah, we got to hear what Brandon Tatum actually had to say about what D.L. Hughley had to say. Let's continue. Rewind. Now, family, I know what you're saying. What in the HE double hockey sticks is actually going on here? I don't even know myself. All I know is we're here for the commentary. That's all we can do. Enjoy these idiots go at each other. You know why? We ain't got nothing else to do. Two idiots doing things they do best. Be idiots. Other muscle-bound head guy look like he's on hella steroids. The meathead, no freaky, no diddy, has yet to respond. So, what are we going to do now? We're going to hear what Officer Tatum had to say about D.L. Hughley. Are we? Of course we are.
D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley used to be my favorite comedian. What didn't happen to you, D.L.? What didn't happen? My body boy decided that he gonna get on here and talk crazy about Brandon Tatum. He said I'm unimpressive or something he said.
Nah, family. He just called D.L. Hughley a botsy boy. Nah, he wilding for that, family. Definitely.
Come on, play the clip. I gotta play. I told Vlad on the comment section. I say, Vlad, you need to have me on your show. Somebody need to hear from Brandon Tatum about this foolery that DL saying. Roll the clip.
Well, when I posted on my YouTube forum that you were coming to do an interview, someone brought up a back and forth you had with a guy named Brandon Tatum.
I don't know who, Officer Tatum, right?
Yeah, the guy, the cop.
Right. No, he's not a cop. Do you know when you call yourself your old job, you don't think much of what you do now?
Okay.
Hold on a second. Come on. I don't call myself my old job. Just so happen it's a social media title. But your name ain't D.L. Hughley, is it? Is that what you normally go by before you became a comedian? Nobody know you before you were D.L. Hughley, the comedian, so you still running with the comedian thing. Okay. All right, roll the clip.
So I think that.
Now, you tell me, family. Did that make any sense what he just said? Let's be for real. Did that make any sense what this idiot just said? He's still a comedian, you goddamn idiot. You're no longer a police officer. This is why he's an idiot. Let's continue though. Let's let him keep talking.
That he is an unremarkable human being. I think that the one viable commodity that black MAGA people are is their ability to regurgitate white supremacist talking points.
Yeah.
And they can only do it a couple they're not refillable. So when your only value is saying bad about black people, I don't need you to do it. I don't need just you to do it. Anybody can do that after that. So I think he's an unremarkable man who's the kind of human being that MAGA likes black men who do what they're told. Name me a remarkable. This is a thought exercise. Name me a remarkable black man that MAGA liked.
Ben Carson?
A remarkable?
I'm talking about remarkable that all of us can agree is a remarkable human being.
Ben Carson?
Steve Harvey.
MAGA don't like him.
I mean, he met with Donald
meeting
Trump.
with him. I'm talking about with MAGA champions, him like a Tatum or like a Byron Donalds or like those people. Name me a is Clarence Thomas remarkable?
Yes.
No.
He's obedient. Is Tim Scott remarkable? He's obedient.
I mean, Kanye's remarkable in certain ways.
Kanye's a remarkable man who they co-opted, but his experience, they glommed on him. They kind of be attracted to each other. But even he says things they don't like.
Right.
What they don't understand, black MAGA likes Republican. MAGA likes black men for the same way they pick their dogs, because they're obedient. They'll never have a stamp or school. They'll never be remarkable. Do you know why Clarence Thomas got the job? Because Thurgood Marshall was retiring.
Correct.
And they needed a black dude, and he was the only one around. He never spoke for decades. He never issued a minority or majority opinion. If Clarence Thomas didn't take a picture with the Supreme Court, they thought he was a janitor. He would have thought he was a janitor that was photobombing. And he is one of the, and the thing that's funny now is that with Charlie Kirk gone, this new iteration of white supremacists has no use for people like that. Did you notice any one of them speaking at his funeral? Was there a black person that spoke at his funeral?
Ben Carson.
Was Candace Owens who carried
Ben
water
Carson was
for her?
at his,
Did she
speaking
speak at his funeral? Did this dude, whoever this dude is, speak at his funeral? No, because you're window dressing. What you are is a picture. You're a photo op.
Would you put Candace Owens in the same category as Brandon Tatum?
Sure. They were Philippines. Yes, they're Negroes. They're useful. And when they're not, they're no one. Do you think that she was, were they going to turn Turning Point over to either one of them? You think that
his
now
wife,
all of a sudden
he has a wife.
This is the analogy I made. There were times when slaves were told by their masters that on the event of my death, you'll be free and you'll have an exalted position. And when those masters died, the family or the high organization was under no obligation to honor what he said anymore. Where are those people now? Struggling to be relevant. Struggling to exist. Candace Stock and Trade right now is telling you that what they're telling us isn't true. His is fighting for a dead man's legacy. I don't know what the future is in that.
I have no idea what he said at the end, but Candace Owens is probably, whether you like her or not, she's probably one of the most viral and popular people on the internet, period. Out of all the people on the internet, she has more followers than Charlie Kirk's channel. She had more followers than Benny Johnson, all the other people that are in our, by far more followers than me. She got 150,000 people watching her live every day. Struggling for relevance. She's bigger than Charlie. To be quite honest.
I can't hold you. I must agree with this idiot. I can't hold you. You might be saying, no, he is actually, that is a whole fact. First time I'm agreeing with this idiot. She sure is. Now,
she has always been a bigger brand than Charlie as far as influence. What are y'all saying, bruh? That's why her and Charlie worked together, and she drove a lot of the traffic too. And Charlie is obviously incredible, but Candace is a big firebrand. Now, you know, I ain't gonna say, let's shut up, Brandon. Okay, but when you go down the list, they go, well, Brandon and Candace didn't take over Turning Point. Well, because he have a wife, fool. A man will leave his legacy to his wife. He's not gonna leave his legacy to anybody else, because none of them white boys took over, did they? Did Benny take over? Did Tyler take over? Did Andrew take over? Name a white person that took over. His wife, fool. He put his.
but notice something, family. One thing he's not saying, all of them people he just mentioned, they were invited. He was not invited. People saying Candace Owens wasn't invited. She publicly said she was not going before the funeral because of the federal situation, and she didn't want to be around the feds. So she already said she wasn't going. She don't count. You, sir, were not even invited, but them same white people you talking about, the good old white people, were definitely invited. And that's what DL was alluding to. Yeah,
his wife up there to take over. And they say, well, you're not used. Byron Donalds is leading the polls as the governor of Florida. What are you saying? Charlie Kirk didn't have nobody. The Turning Point USA absolved Blexit. What are you saying? And then, yeah, it wasn't a lot of black people that spoke at his funeral. D.L. Hughley, how many white people speak at your funeral? None. You won't have a single white person at your funeral.
That's a lie, you idiot. There you go again. Yes, he will. Now I know that.
You somehow shocked that a person who's white, who mostly their friends are white, wouldn't have a ton of black people at their funeral. What you want this to be?
Didn't need a ton of black. See, there you go again, trying to mislead the people, family. A ton of black people. You idiot. You were not invited to the party. Don't you understand? That's the point. This is why he's an idiot. He's trying to put it off on everybody. No, you idiot. He stay trying to do that, trying to move the goalpost. Everybody, it's about you kiss ass bootlicker. You was sitting here lap dancing this man, and you wasn't even invited to his fucking funeral. That's nasty.
Affirmative action funeral. You want to have a DEI funeral? He got to have a. You know, me and Charlie were friends, but I wasn't. Me and him ain't talking every day like that. But I honored the man. We were friends. He know if he ever need anything from me, I got him. I've been working with him since 2017. I don't consider myself to be his top 5 friends and nothing like that. I'm a grown man. I got kids and stuff.
Here he goes again, family. Trying to mislead people. Yet and still, this man cried on the internet. Shed tears, literally. What are you talking about? Listen, respectfully. If I'm on the internet and I know somebody and I work with them and not cry, you think I'm not going to be at their funeral? You can't. Listen, let's cut the shenanigans. You weren't invited to the party. That's it, sir.
I'm not at Turning Point USA doing a podcast with him every day. He got his world, I got my world, but we came together like this on a unified mission. But at the end of the day, people like DL are mad because I left his plantation. Negro, you simping for the white man on the Democrat ticket. You're talking about us. You are a useful idiot. You are the one telling people to vote for Democrats, and Democrats ain't never done nothing for black people. When have you been featured, DL, on anything that Democrats are doing?
I can't disagree with him on nothing he just said. When it comes to politics, DL is an idiot. However, he does have some points. Just like this idiot, he does have some points. See, this is what makes this even more crazy. You ever heard of some shit like this? An idiot calling another person an idiot.
Kamala ain't put you on. Biden didn't put you on. Obama didn't put you on. But you sitting here saying we the ones getting, y'all the ones looking like a fool. Y'all going for a party that didn't have a black president as a candidate. Y'all picked another old white man. And you talking about us. If we simping, y'all simping. Then y'all go out and the vice president is a woman who went horizontal to go vertical in a career, and they don't even call her a black woman. She's an Indian and black woman. They don't even give her she Indian and black. She can't just be a black woman. Barack Obama was mixed. They won't even put up a real black person in y'all stuff. And who she pick as a vice president? The first black.
And look, he doesn't see nothing wrong with that, family. They won't even put up a real black president in y'all. You heard him? In y'all. This cocksucker here. I'm telling you, family, you can't make this shit up. No way. Tis. Let's continue.
Vice president, as a running mate, she pick a white dude. They want the Mexicans, and you still simping for them. They want Mexicans. They not helping y'all. And DL, I'll debate you any day, anytime. I put on the chat. I'll fly you out here first class. You can stay in the 4 seasons. We can have a real conversation. I'll bring you on a podcast. You tell me that somehow we control. By who? Last time I checked, the Officer Tatum Corporation is run by me. Everything that I do, I own. What are you doing, DL?
Oh, family, he talking spicy. Oh, that's the type of time you want? I ain't going for it. He came a little thick there. He came a little thick there, family. Can't lie, gave him a little kick there, family. I own. Ooh, talking spicy, huh? Still an idiot, but he talking spicy.
What art thou doing? You ain't doing nothing, bruh. You on Vlad TV talking as a washed up comedian, and you don't own none of your own stuff. You probably doing a podcast on somebody else's network that.
Oh, nah, he called him a wash. Doing somebody else's podcast. Oh, he's talking spicy. Nah, family. DL better have a good comeback for this. Right? Y'all don't think so? You got this idiot talking all spicy like this? I'm saying, put in the comment section. Talk to me nicely. Best believe I talk back. If DL don't have a good comeback for this shit right here, who he talking about? He'll debate him anytime.
They own.
Yeah.
And you a host on their network. Get out of here, boy. But pull up if you want to. We'll have a debate. We can do it on the
So get out of here, boy.
Zoom. I'm sick of y'all fake black dudes out here talking about black, and you ain't done nothing to legitimately support black people, pushing people to vote for Democrat.
Oh, nah. DL definitely got to have a comeback for this cocksucking faggot right here. Well, DL definitely, I mean. Nah, you out it. Yo, man.
They just mad because we ain't on the Democrat plantation no more. We not buying what they selling no more. They have done nothing. That's why you see a whole bunch of black men leaving the Democrat Party to go to the Republican Party. And if they had enough spine, they would tell the truth, and it'd be even more black people that'll leave. But keep going and doing your barbershop conversations with your lack of knowledge on everything political. You should have stayed with being a comedian because you don't know what you're talking about. And they love to try to say the white man does this to the Clarence Thomas is one of the greatest men to live. One of the great.
Oh, wow. He just said Clarence Thomas was one of the greatest men that lived. Tis, tis, tis. I wonder why that is, family. Do you know?
Neanderthal caveman.
Black person bad, white person.
Well, at the end of the day, family, I'm not going to hold you. I think Tatum is a complete idiot. I think DL's an idiot too when it comes to politics, but I think he's way smarter than Officer Tatum. And this should be very, very interesting because he was talking really, really spicy. Tis, tis, tis. DL, your response, my boy, it gots to be good. But at the end of the day, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, talk to me nicely. Best believe I talk back. You already know what it is. It's your boy TW. And yes, we are most definitely uncensored. After these messages, but first, don't forget that motto. 9 to 5, that's to make a living. But 5 to 9, that's to make a way of life. If you don't believe anything, you best to believe that. Where was I? Oh, yeah. After these messages, I will be right.
Bang, bang. Stand tall or lose it all, lose it all. So what you wanna do, huh? Stand tall on your feet or lose it all, lose it all. So what you wanna do, huh? Stand tall on your feet or lose it all, lose it all. So what you gonna do, huh? Stand tall or lose it all, stand tall or lose it all.
Spit to gunning like a gangster move. This ain't no gangster movie, homie. This is real life, one of a kind. I'm not different, I'm